Dalio here. We had Ro Khanna, and we talked a lot about China, the U.S. relationship with China. You have several businesses that have deep supplier and customer relationships in China. Given what's going on, and clearly the tenor has changed, the mood has changed with respect to U.S. policy towards China, what it's like in D.C., what it's like in Silicon Valley, and how everyone talks about the relationship with China today. It's pretty crazy how quick things have changed. As a business leader with all these business relationships with China, how do you make decisions and how things are changing, and how do you think about where this is headed?
Sure. Well, I mean, let's just clarify here. SpaceX has SpaceX and Starlink have no in China whatsoever. They're not allowed to be. SpaceX doesn't launch China satellites, and Starlink is banned in China. So, to be clear, SpaceX, Starlink, zero business in China. In the case of Tesla, one of our 4 vehicle factories, one is in China. So, it's a significant car market, but it is, so what I'm trying to say is by far the bulk of my business interests, if I were purely mercantile, which I aspire not to be, are outside of China. Let's just be clear about that. Then, with respect to, now that said, I think I understand China well. I've been there many times. I've met with the senior leadership at many levels in China for many years. And so I think I've got a pretty good understanding, at least as an outsider of China. So, and Tesla has been very successful domestically in China. So, the fundamental thing here is really Taiwan. China has, well, really since for like half a century or so, maybe longer at this point, their policy has been to sort of reunite Taiwan with China. From this standpoint, maybe it's analogous to like Hawaii or something like that, like an integral part of China that is arbitrarily not part of China, mostly because of the U.S. has stopped, the U.S. Pacific Fleet has stopped any sort of reunification effort force. So now, really, things getting to the point increasingly year over year, where China's military strength is increasing, and ours is more or less static. And strategically, you can imagine trying to defend Taiwan is not easy because it's very close to the coast of China. So there will come a point, if probably not too distant future, where China's military strength in that region far exceeds U.S. military strength in that region. And if one is to take China's policy literally, and probably one should, then there will be some forceful will be used for, to incorporate Taiwan into China. This is what they've said, that if there's not a diplomatic solution, there will be a solution by force.
Let me, if I can.
And so, really, what's going on here, and you're seeing, this in many areas, and I think this tempo is going to increase, is that, both China and the U.S. are preparing for a potential showdown, in the South China Sea. So that's why you're seeing increasing restrictions on export of U.S. technology to China, such as the NVIDIA H100s being banned. You're not allowed to ship it to China. And I think there'll be more and more. You also not allowed to ship advanced chip making equipment to China. And I expect China's going to respond with some reciprocal sanctions. And I think you'll see this kind of a tit for tat reciprocal sanctions increasing in the next few years. So I think quite a very hot temperature. And then we'll see this. Is there going to be a diplomatic solution to reunification or a non-diplomatic solution?
You,
But China has made it clear that they will, one way or another, be a solution.